Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Car Spec Garage. Today I thought we'd take a ride in my new 2023 Tesla Model Y and talk about the reasons why I traded my Genesis GV60 for this Model Y. I've had a lot of people comment, a lot of people email me asking that question. And so I figured it was probably time to make a video. I wanted about a week or so in this car and to get to know it a little bit and to, I guess, solidify my thoughts on why I moved from the GV60 to the Tesla Model Y. So it's a rainy day again here in Alabama. I feel like I'm in Seattle or somewhere, and I figured we'll just go for a little ride. I got some errands to run today, so I figured I'd take y'all along, at least in the car side of it, and talk a little bit about GV60 versus this Model Y that I just bought. All right, so I own the GV60, the Genesis GV60, probably for about 8 months. I guess it was. I flew up to Connecticut and picked up the car at a Connecticut dealership. There was only at the time, I think, maybe just 4 or 5, maybe 6 dealers in the country that were selling the GV60. They're still not opened everywhere yet, but there's more today than there was the day that I purchased the car. And the reason why I got the car is my good friend Out of Spec Dave had purchased his for his wife, which they're now doing the same thing, trading it in for a Model Y. He's still waiting on his to come, so we're praying that he gets the VIN soon. It's been kind of frustrating on their side. I'll link his channel below so you can go watch the latest video of him and his wife out searching for their Model Y. It's pretty funny. You'll love it. Anyway, so he had kind of told me about the GV60 that he had purchased, and we kind of started talking a little bit on the phone about it. So I decided, yeah, I want to kind of move there. This is my 6th Tesla, just so you know. I definitely have a problem with Teslas. I go back and forth with them all the time. I just want to try different EVs out. So, all right, so flew up there, picked up the GV60. I got a video on, I drove it 1,100 miles down to Alabama, all through the EA charging network. I'll link that video below as well. So flew up there, picked up the car, and started my journey home. Got halfway, spent the night, finished the rest of the way. And really, I didn't have any issues with charging on the way. Nothing at all. Well, one spot, I think there was one charger open out of 4. And I talked to a gentleman that was waiting on me to charge, and he said it's been like this for about 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm sure that EA has fixed it by now. So I get home. Some of the things that I learned on the trip down, the 1,100 mile journey from Connecticut to Alabama in the GV60 was, it was really a premium car inside. Soft leather, quiet, had the dual insulated glass and all that. Drove great. No sounds, no rattles, nothing on that trip. Just a very solid car. The looks are great. They still are great. I think the body lines of the car is amazing. I think Genesis builds high quality cars, and nobody would go wrong buying one for a reason of, hey, you want really nice luxury or nice luxury in a vehicle. They do the fabulous job. So anyway, so that was one of the big things I noticed, just how smooth it was. Enough power. It was just the Advance. It wasn't the Performance, just the Advance, and it was perfectly fine for me. I didn't need the Performance version of it. So one of the things I did notice that I didn't like, and I was trying to get past it through the months of owning the car, was just how disconnected the tech felt to the vehicle. At the time, there was no preconditioning. I think that came a little bit later, or maybe it did. Anyway, maybe it did. The navigation wasn't the best in the car. I used Apple Maps some, but really needed to use the navigation, the in-house navigation, just because it would route me. So it wouldn't necessarily route me to every single station, kind of like the way Tesla does, right? Where you enter it in and it just hits you to each point and tells you how long to charge. It would say, okay, you can't make it, so we're going to find the closest within range EA station or whatever station you choose to stop. So you do that, and then you have to re-enter it again, your address, and it does it again, and it does it again, and it does it again. So there's nowhere on the screen that you can say, okay, I've got to stop at these 7 chargers or 5 chargers or whatever, and I need to stop and charge for this long, and oh, by the way, here's how many chargers are available, or whatever that case may be. None of that existed. The availability of the chargers, yeah, you go to the EA app and look at that, but you're just fumbling around on different things. To me, the perfect EV is the one that gives you the best experience from drivability to technology and how that kind of integrates together. So I've said a couple times, I'm a retired tech CEO. I've owned 3 tech businesses, 2 service businesses, and a software as a service company. And so I love tech, and so I want all this to be integrated. And so that's one thing that the GV60 didn't give me, was that full integration. Everything else about the car was great. So drove it around town most of the time, went on a couple little quick trips here and there, but I just couldn't get past the lack of integration with the technology from the app, the whole nine yards, just everything about it. I didn't want to fumble and open up an EA app and to charge and then do this and do that. I just wanted to plug, charge, leave, and not think about it, as well as entering in the information on the screen, and it tells me where to go. So I kind of started thinking, do I go back to Tesla? Do I try another one? Well, and the reason why I didn't go to another EV, and I looked at Mercedes and some other ones, and I really did like them a lot. But the reason why I didn't go with them was 2 reasons: integration with tech, and then secondly is the charging infrastructure. So I don't know what happened from the time I drove down from Connecticut home. The EA charging network just fell on its nose. I don't understand it. You see these horror stories. I've been out to EA chargers. I've seen where half of them aren't working, or they're reduced in speed for charging. And again, this is the whole experience. If you're traveling somewhere, you do not want to have to plug in, unplug, move to another charger, plug in, unplug, move to another charger, or wait. And then also have issues with slowness. You know, you want the best it can be all the time, and EA is just not doing that, and I don't know why. And I wish that all the other manufacturers would just create their own network that's integrated into their cars. I think the experience will be much better for everybody. All right, I digress. Okay, so let me get back on topic here. So at the end of the day, we decided to go with the Model Y. And the reason why I decided to go with the Model Y was charging infrastructure and the tech that's integrated into the car. I really did not know how much I missed the tech, the integrating tech within the car and the charging network, until I got back into this Model Y and drove it home from Nashville when I picked it up. And then yesterday, or a few days ago, I went to Fayetteville, Georgia for a quick little service. Took a couple hours in and back. But again, enter where you're going. It tells you where to stop, how many chargers are available, the whole 9 yards. I did not realize how much I missed it. Now, I'll tell you, I was a little worried about fit and finish of this car. I really was. And started watching online YouTube videos, other YouTubers that have this car, the 4680 sales from Austin, Texas. So this is a 279 mile range car, which is plenty of range to travel, especially within the Tesla network. And so all I kept seeing was people like, no, it's much better. They're lining up better. The gaps, all that stuff. Everything looks really, really good. And people just had high praise on it. So I ordered it. Now, let's get into, again, let's talk tech. And I got a hair or something on my eyelash. Let's talk tech and why, and another reason why I chose this car. So I had not bought a Tesla in a while, and I definitely had not bought it going through the whole entire process in the app alone. And I will tell you, again, Tesla nails this technology. They nail it. People, I don't care what you say, these other manufacturers, and it's not a knock on them in a way. There's awesome electric cars out there, but nobody's even remotely close to their technology in these cars. And nobody is definitely not even remotely close to their charging infrastructure. So, bought the car, went through the app. I mean, it was just like, okay, hey, you got a text from your liaison at Tesla. Hey, thank you for buying your car, purchasing your car. We'll walk through. Text me if you have any questions. I'm also available for phone calls. And sure enough, I'd call and talk to my liaison. They would get back with me. I would text them, say, please give me a call. They would get back with me. It's the same person every single time. And it was a wonderful experience. Of course, buying the GV60 wasn't a big deal. I paid for it. I flew up. I picked it up. I drove it home. But I think all manufacturers, they should be adopting this model that Tesla's doing, because it's so efficient and just so straightforward and intuitive. I loved it. So paid for the car, got all the other stuff handled, uploaded insurance and so on and so forth. And then I went and picked up the car. Had a couple of small little minor issues with the car, but they're all sorted out. Not a big deal. No panel gaps though. No rattles so far. I got about 1,100 miles on the car now in a couple of weeks. None of that. It's just right now this car is solid, and I can't ask for anything any better. So for me, the technology in the car is one of the main reasons to go back to Tesla, and definitely the charging infrastructure. But I just wanted to create this quick video just to let people know I've got a lot of following from the GV60 time that I had and all the videos that I created, and I want to do more. I want to drive the GV70 and I think the GV80 sedan, and I want to get in those cars and drive those, because I really do believe that, let's call it Hyundai, is doing just a fabulous job with their product. I just wish that they would integrate technology better. I wish they would create their own charging network. I think that would totally solidify a more pleasant experience driving an EV, because that's a main part about this car. So I appreciate you coming for a quick little 13-14 minute drive with me as I run some errands. And I just wanted to kind of let everybody know why I traded my GV60 in for this Model Y. I have no regrets. Matter of fact, when I was at the dealership yesterday, or the Tesla Service Center / dealership, they had that new multi-coat red or whatever it's called in a Model S, and I sent a picture to my wife immediately, like, oh, this looks good. It had tan interior. It was beautiful. And I've had the new refresh, but this is even the refresh of the refresh. And I can tell you what, it is plush. I've never seen a Tesla that plush yet. And of course, you guys spend over $90,000 to get to that, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I might end up getting one of those for the channel at some point if I can talk my wife into it. So, all right. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out. I know that 90% of people that watch these videos aren't subscribed, so please subscribe to the channel. ring that notification bell. I'm going to try to push more content out on this Model Y as fast as I possibly can, and go from there. So until the next video, make it a great day, and God bless.